Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. This is my YouTube channel, Just Count Me in Yoga, and my name is Sari Stone. I'm a holistic life coach, a tutor, and a yoga teacher. My students have been asking me for quite some time to post my classes, and so here's the first batch. These actually were pre-recorded during the COVID times. I recorded them for my job, but I will be recording starting in January 2 live classes a month, possibly more. And if you like these, please like, subscribe, share. Follow me on Instagram at SariStone2025 and come check out my podcast, Just Count Me In, about living your best life. And that also starts January 29th, 2025. I hope you enjoy your practice. Let's get into it. Namaste. And for today's class, you'll need a water bottle, a mat for traction, either a strap or possibly a tie or a towel, and a good sense of humor. There you go. Okay, to start with, come to stand on your knees, pad underneath as needed, and then take your right leg forward, right leg forward. So now you're gonna hook your thumbs. This is called Garuda Mudra. You're gonna hook your thumbs, pay attention to which thumb is closer to your face, and then you're gonna go a little bit into the hips, just a little flirt with stretching your hips out. So you're gonna pull your thumbs apart, which should help take the shoulders out of your ears. Right hip back, left hip forward, curl the back toes under, and then inhale to a back bend and take a little lunge, and exhale, cat back, push your ribs through the back of the shirt. Inhale, arch, find that flow, loosening up the thoracic spine, pulling my thumbs apart, and then exhale, round and pull. 3 more. Get a little deeper each time. Breath in and breath out. Go ahead, plant your hands, belly down, head up. Inhale and exhale, cow, cat. Inhale, cow. Slight tip of the pelvis and exhale. Step your left leg through, curl your right toes under, base up, square the hips. And now hook the thumbs, and remember, it's the other one's turn. It's gonna feel very different, like wrong almost, and that means you got it right. This time, your breath is gonna be opposite. We're gonna take 6 breaths, inhaling with cat first, and then cow, and then rounding, and opening. Breath in, breathing into the space between your shoulder blades, and breath out. 1 more. Actually, 2 more, sorry. Last one. Plant your hands down, come back to tabletop. Now cat back, inhale. Opposite of what we did. Exhale, lengthen out. Sweep your right arm up, breathe. Cross it under, exhale, thread the needle. Now pick up your shoulders, roll a little bit more onto your back. Press your left arm out in front of you, pressing the right hand down into the ground. And stay here, or if you want to engage the core, you can come for a good stretch, a little bind. Take a breath in and a breath out. Come back to center on the inhale, sweep the right arm up. Roll out your wrist, give your wrist a break, and close it up. Sweep your left arm up on the inhale. Thread the needle is your exhale. Now pick up your shoulder, roll onto your back, press your arm out long onto the mat, and just feel that stretch. Feel that awakening between your shoulder blades. Might have a little tightness there, depends how much of the work day you've had. Breath in, and maybe you engage the core and pick your right leg up, breath out. Now come back to center on the inhale, and place your right hand under your shoulder. Sweep your left arm up with a little finesse. Roll out your wrist, and then come to tabletop position. Walk your hands forward, walk your feet backward, and then push up and back to your first downward facing dog. So downward facing dog is your inhale. Stretch out the legs. Maybe pedal a little bit right to left, left to right. Feeling the awakening in the body, pushing back, grounding through your fingertips so that your palms are off the mat. So a breath here and a breath out. See if you can drop the heels and pick your toes up a little bit just to get that additional stretch. Now from here, come to your toes on the inhale. Walk or step to the space between your hands, or jump on the exhale. Forward fold and bend your knees. Reverse swan dive is your inhale. Come all the way up. Now press your palms together for this one. Cross your thumbs again. Glide over to the right, and then separate your feet hip width. Ground down more through that left foot, through the outside edge of the left foot, ears between the biceps, and just open. See if you can bow your hips out to the left. Breath. Big breath out. Come back to center on the inhale. Now cross the thumbs the opposite way. This is important. Okay, it's not a minute detail, this is an important detail. And then pick up the arms, take the shoulders out of the ears, ground down through the feet, and then press. If you can press your palms while keeping the shoulders out of the ears, bow over to the left, bow your hips out to the right, like make a C, sort of. And then you're on the outside edge of that right foot as much as possible. Gaze can be anywhere you want. Take a breath in and a breath out. Straighten your arms on the inhale. Release to a back bend on the exhale. Now do some backward strokes with your shoulders to loosen it up. Straighten it up and fold it down. So this time of year, we focus on the heart and the spleen areas. Breath in, halfway lift. Breath out, forward fold. Ragdoll. So take hands on the inside of the elbows, tip the weight forward, or if you have tight hip flexors, your modification is taking hands behind and just letting your head go. Either way, let your head go here. Now release the hands. Interlace your fingers at the top, at the base of the skull, right at that occipital ridge, right here. And just press for a gentle opening, just gentle, encourage that lengthening through the cervical spine, letting some tension just spill right out of your head, into the mat, into the ground. One more breath, maybe sway a little side to side. And then inhale, flat back brings you up, halfway lift. Exhale, yawn the left leg back here, right leg lunge. Drop that left knee and climb up onto your right knee again, just like we started. This time you're gonna walk your leg out and bring your right pinky toe all the way to the floor. Just a little IT stretch. Actually, it's a pretty big IT stretch. So walk your way forward, lengthen, and bow over the leg. Feels good. Breath in and breath out. Dig your heel in, toes towards your face. Again, pull that heel back like somebody's taking a little karate chop to your hip gently. Gentle karate chop. Exhale, fold. Lengthen on the inhale. And now drop your right toes over to the left. You might have to push your foot down. This is a little tibialis stretch. And come up out of it. Sweep your right leg up, bend the knee, and grab that foot from the inside with your left hand, working in opposition. So a little kick and a little pull. This leg is waking up. Breath, breath out. Sometimes we don't know what's asleep in our bodies until we try to do something like this. Now bring that left leg forward, just like you did on the right. Step your right leg back just a little bit. And then from here, crawl up onto the knee, extend your leg out, pinky toe to the ground, Square your hips, flex the foot. This is your IT stretch on this side. Bow over. Go as low as you want. You should feel something here. Just go to sensation. You don't have to overdo. Okay? Then flex the toes toward the face and forward fold. Bring the toes over to the right. This is going to be a total body stretch and forward fold. Back up to center. Now swing it up. Grab that foot from the inside with your right hand. Notice that my sacrum is so level, you can put your smoothie on it. Give it a kick on the inside. Square the hips to the ground, just opening up. Breath and breath out. From here, come to your knees, curl your toes underneath you, and then crawl up. Now spread the legs open wide as you want to get them. And then some of you might stay here. Some of you might use something like books or a block to prop yourself up. For others, we're going to practice this pose, Prapasana. So intense foot stretch. Eventually, my heels are going to be completely together. The balls of my feet are touching. I'm pressing my hands, pulling my thighs apart simultaneously. It's a wobbly world. And this is a wobbly pose. So we're working ankle muscles and stabilizer muscles in this pose. Keep us nice and stable and strong, and we're stretching something. If you ever have suffered from plantar fasciitis, or if you know someone who has, I've watched my husband go through it, it's excruciatingly painful. If we do this foot stretch, nothing guaranteed, nothing written in stone, but definitely a preventative for things like that. Breath out. Come back to center, drop your knees, flip out the feet, just flutter them out, because your feet are probably saying something. Also, this is a detoxifying pose. Push up and back, downward facing doggy now. So breath in and breath out. A big deep inhale and an exhale breath. Jump or step to the space between your hands. Halfway lift is your inhale. Forward fold is your exhale, making sure that the hips stay over the ankles and you're not tipping back into flexibility. Now bend your knees, reverse swan dive brings you all the way up on the inhale and exhale to a back bend. Straighten the arms on the inhale and press your palms, forward fold on the exhale. Scoot your left leg back, yawn it back, you're on the right leg. Twisted lunge is your inhale, and exhale is a gentle back bend, maybe even a little bind here, just to twist it open. Let your head go, you're high on these fingertips. From here, take your left elbow, put it on top of your right knee, and just twist. High on those back toes. So breath. A little detoxifying after the holiday weekend. Breath out. One more. Twist deeper. And exhale. Those of you that want to take a bind, take the bind. Now release. Come to runner's lunge. We're doing runner's lunge earlier in this practice than we usually do. So from here, you can glide a little bit forward, a little bit back. And then work on getting that right arm underneath that right leg, underneath the right leg. Eventually. Nothing monumental happens here, we're just getting ready. Okay, now drop down to your back knee. Put the top of your left foot on the mat, walk your right foot about a quarter turn off the mat, and it's like a modified lounge lizard. Drop your hip and look to the right. My elbow is on my right knee, I'm looking to the right. Breath in, and a big breath out through the mouth. Horse lips. Horse lips are just like a horse. This is one of the greatest stress relievers, and people do it all the time. I never knew what it was doing for them. Just a little sidebar there. Breath out. Now it's a little early for the quad opener, so we're not going to do that yet. You're merely going to curl your toes underneath, face up in your hands, bring your right leg up, Bend the knees, stack the hips. That's it. Go on to the toes and the heel. And the toes and the heel. Last time, toes and heel. Right leg up, close the hips. Inhale, knee to nose, cat back. Exhale, extend it out. Inhale, knee to right tricep. Shift the weight forward into your hands. Exhale, extend it out. Knee to left tricep. Now cross it underneath. You're on the outside edge of that right foot. Flatten your left foot, pick your left arm up. Fallen triangle. Breath here and breath out. Those of you that might want to pick up that right foot a little bit, you can, you don't have to. Now we're gonna bend both knees. They're facing left. You're gonna walk your hands over to the right. Lots of twists in this practice. Summer is the best time to detoxify. It's the easiest time. Breath in and breath out. Inhale and exhale your air. Take a breath in, make sure you can hear your breathing. And exhale the air a little bit deeper. Come back to center on the inhale. Unwind. Face up into the left leg. Right leg comes back to meet the left. Come to plank pose. So plank is one of the best ways for us to build like a psychological strength, because through discomfort, we build psychological strength. Building strength is never comfortable. You know, if you weight train, you can't really call it comfortable when you're building anything. It feels good after, and it might feel good during, but when you're first building it, absolutely a lot of discomfort. So this is actually a good practice for us to build our psychological strength. Strong core, press out through those heels. You're in for 5, shaking is good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Push back, downward facing dog. Pedal the legs here. Now step your left leg through, left leg lunge. Right hand down, left arm up, twisted lunge as your inhale. Breath and breath out, take it into a little bit of a back bend. And then from here, place your hand down, walk your left foot off the mat a little bit, and drop your right foot down. And come to this runner's lunge. So just opening up, pressing on this side, getting into it a little bit of a different way. That's the way we roll, so that your brain can't totally predict what we're going to do next all the time. And this builds psychological resilience. Yoga has a lot of psychological benefits. Breath in, breath out. It would be interesting to see whether people actually do better through challenging situations because of this. So we're going to skip the quad opener on this side. Yet, we'll do it later. And then bring the left leg up. Bend the knees, stack the hips. Come onto the heel, or the toes, lift the heel. Strong ankles, notice we warm them up. Exhale, lower, pick the toes up. Inhale, come onto the toes. And exhale, lower the heel, reaching, lengthening that Achilles tendon. 2 more. I'm reaching through this foot too, through my top foot. It's bright and active. Should put little smiley faces on my toes. 1 more. I'm getting a humongous calf opener here and Achilles stretch. Trying to prevent that injury. Breath in and breath out. Close the hips. Drop them. Knee to nose is the inhale. Exhale, extend. Inhale, knee to left tricep. Abs are strong. Behind. And then knee crossed underneath. Now I'm going to drop it down. I drop my foot down also. Breath in, breath out. I'm going to go ahead and pick up my right arm. Sorry, my foot's slipping. Breath maybe a little tiny back bend. And then drop the knees to the right and walk over to the left. So walking over to the left, I'm already feeling this beautiful stretch through the front of my body, through the hip flexors, through my quads are opening up, everything's firing, everything is waking up. We kind of walk around in a different state when we're at work unless we work in a physical manner, and we don't realize how inattentive we can become to our bodies and how cerebral we are if we have work that involves just our brains all the time. Lengthen. I talk about it like being a brain on a stick. Curl your right toes under, pick your left leg up, and bring it down. Cross it behind your right, behind the right. So I'm going to ground down in the foot. Now I'm going to spin my left heel out to the right. Okay, and walk my hands closer. My right leg is in front. My left leg is behind. My left heel is pointing towards you. And I'm going to walk my hands towards you and say, hooey. There we are, hamstring. Walk your hands over, probably all of them. Definitely the IT. And then unravel. Walk your hands out, keeping your ankles crossed. Ankles crossed. Crossed ankle plank. Okay? So bend the elbows and pick it up. Now I can take my toes and place them on the right Achilles here and come down halfway and up and lower. Using the breath. The breath is your support. It's part of a big support system that can calm down your body. And one more. Now unravel, push back, downward facing dog. Abs are nice and strong. Breath in, and a big exhale out. Inhale, ripple round, forward to plank pose. That comes last. And pick up your right foot, cross it on top over behind your left, push back to downward facing dog. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. We just got into it a different way. This is for your brain. Bring your right heel out to the left. No, one of my sides is completely different than the other, as if it's someone else's body. Very amusing. You probably have a side that's tighter. It just means it's stronger. Possibly you had an injury to it. Possibly you don't use it as much. So just get that stretch. Either way, you should be feeling something. And then walk your hands close to the foot. Use the core, use your balance, and walk your hands over to the left. Go as far as you want to go to make it feel effective. And then walk your hands back. Keep the legs crossed. You can pick up the toes, put them on the back of the Achilles. Fingertips are directly under your shoulders. And you're going to exhale, bow down a little, just halfway. You can go all the way down if you want. I'm not going to right now. 2, building your own heat. 3, 4, tipping the weight forward. 5, undo the feet, drop to your knees, push back, child's pose. Rock your head side to side. Take just a second here, just a second, to reset yourself, okay? So this week, we're focused on the yamas, and we're focused on the second one. Last week, we talked about the first one, which is non-harming, ahimsa, non-harming. And that means not being detrimental to yourself as well. Inhale, come to tabletop, drop the hips, bend the knees on the exhale, and stretch. This week, we talk about sattva. And sattva is honesty. Drop your left shoulder, look right. Inhale, come to center. Drop your right shoulder, look left. And it translates to yoga as being honest with ourselves as what's going on in every given moment. Being honest about our feelings, being honest about our physical state. Downward facing dog is your exhale. Okay, come onto the toes. Jump to the space between your hands or a walk. Halfway lift is your inhale. Seed is your exhale. Seed is your exhale. You're getting your core nice and warm. Give yourself a big, big squeeze. Now drop your heels and reach your arms out. And come up nice and slowly to Utkatasana. Breath in here and breath out, airplane arms. Inhale the air, pick the left leg up. And exhale, cross it over, figure four pose. There you go. Now from here, we've done this pose a variety of ways. You're very warm. Some of you might want to stay here and press your hand into the foot and the other hand into a block. Some of you might use your arms like a little forklift and pick the leg up, standing pigeon. Good for the outer hip, and then you can just rest the leg. If you're feeling brave and adventurous, you can take your hands out in front. Depends on your level today. And then kick it out in front of you to counter your balance. Shoulders are up, back, and down out of the ears. And left. And then look up. Maybe a little back bend. Find your stability here. We warmed up the feet for this moment. Breath. Breath out. Go ahead, release the leg, shake it out. Sweep the arms left, up on the inhale. Exhale, back bend. Sweep the arms up. And forward fold is your exhale. Now let's take a quick infinity grip. Right arm behind the right leg in front of the left shin. I don't know if you can see me. Left hand behind the left leg in front of the right shin and just fold forward. Fold here. Now nod your head yes. Nod your head no. And then yes and no. Round down through the heels. Come back up. Utkatasana again. Airplane arms is your exhale. Pick your right leg up on the inhale and cross it over for figure four. So pressing, pressing, pressing. Now you can stay here, or you can do what we did on the other side. You can maybe make the little forklift and pick the leg up. Here you go. Slow and easy. If this feels good and you want to be adventurous on this side, you want to explore a little, or if you're like, no, I'll skip that part, then you can stay in figure four and pulse and go closer to the ground and up a little bit higher to get that outer hip released. If not, you can grab your hand in front and then gentle tilt back if you want. Tip of the tongue can press into the roof of the mouth. Corners of your mouth can go up if you want a little more. Breath in and breath out. Release. Sweep your arms up on the inhale. Hands at heart center on your exhale. Now from here, come down to Utkatasana again. Just give it a reach. Sipping bird is your exhale. You're going to pick the heels up. Now, if you had strings on the back of your hands, or if you were a troll and you had hair on the back of your hands, think about that being pulled up towards the ceiling. Not to offend anybody if you have hair on the back of your head, so I'm not calling anyone a troll. Just, most women don't have hair. Men, you might, I don't know. And then pinkies towards each other. Breath. I told you you needed a sense of humor. Breath out, lower it down. Now lower your heels, scoop, and come all the way up on the inhale. Hands at your heart center. Forward fold is your exhale. Come up to a halfway lift and jump or step back to plank pose. Lower to your forearms, forearm plank. Okay, so from here, you're gonna step out, out, in, out, out, in, out, out, in. 10 times we're doing this. Last one. Lower down to your stomach. Bend up your legs behind you. Now lower down to the mat with your chin. And then grab the outside of the feet, outside of the feet. Your first kick, you're gonna kick and keep your bottom half on the ground and just lift your chest. Broaden across the collarbones here. Keeping those knees as close together as you can keep them. Sometimes I even put a block in there. Exhale, lower down. Left cheek to the mat, windshield wiper your legs. Second set of floor bow. Grab the outside of the feet. Yep. Give it a little kick. And then this time, pick everything you've got up. Balance on the soft part of your belly. You're almost done with the first half of the class. Almost. So we're gonna hold this for a little longer than usual. 2, 3, 4, 5. Drop your knees, right cheek to the mat. Windshield wiper your legs. Arms out to a T. You're going to roll over onto your right side and base up with your left foot. Just get that bend. And then come back to center. Roll to your left side. Bend up your right leg. Back to center. And you are done with the first half of your class. This is part 2 of your 60-minute flow. Okay, we left off in floor bow, and now we're getting ready to go into some full vinyasa. So go ahead and come back to tabletop, push back to downward facing dog. You're nice and warm. Step your right leg through, right leg lunge, and then base up in your right heel and come up, high crescent lunge. Twist it open to the right, and then open it up, warrior 2. Land on the exhale. Inhale, reverse the warrior. And exhale, cartwheel your arms down. Pass through chaturanga. And then upward facing dog on the inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Here you go. Step the left leg through on the inhale. Ground down with the left heel. Come up. Exhale on this side, airplane first. Lead with your left arm to a twisted lunge. Open it up to warrior 2. Reverse your warrior here. Stay committed to the lunge. And cartwheel your arms down. Push back to downward facing dog or pass through chaturanga if you choose. Upward facing dog possibly. Then downward facing dog. Pedal your legs. Jump to the space between your hands or walk. Exhale to seat pose. Inhale, come all the way up to Tadasana. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, bring your elbows together in front, just as we did earlier. And exhale, open. Now pick up your left leg here, step it back, crescent lunge. Straighten the arms on the inhale. Airplane arms on the exhale. Lead with your right arm, twist it open on the inhale. Warrior 2 is your exhale. Extended side angle is your inhale. And deepen into it. Now from here, you can play with taking a bind if you want. You've got 3 breaths. 3, 2, and 1. Come up on the inhale. Horse is your exhale. Go a little side to side. Now sweep the arms up and press the palms lower down, sit low. Lift your right heel, lift your left heel, and sit a little lower. 5-pointed star is your inhale. You're bouncing out. Warrior 2 is your exhale. Cartwheel the arms down. Bring your right foot back to meet the left. And chaturanga through. Almost done with these. Upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog. Lead with the hips. Step the left leg through on the inhale. Exhale, land and deepen. Ground down on the left heel. Inhale, come up to high crescent. Exhale to a back bend. Inhale, one puff and round. Exhale, airplane arms. Lead with your left arm, twist it open. Land it on the exhale. Open it to warrior 2 on the inhale. Extended side angle is your exhale. Take a breath here and a breath out. Inhale brings you up to star. Exhale this time to Skandasana. Skandasana to the right. And then Skandasana to the left. One more Skandasana to the right. Hook your thumbs, open all the way up, big and wide. Land in warrior 2. Get that left leg forward. Cartwheel your arms down. Pass through chaturanga if you want. Maybe upward facing dog. Come to downward facing dog. Pedal your legs. Come to the toes on the inhale. Drop your heels to the right on the exhale. Shift your weight forward. Come to Vashisthasana, entering into it from a different way. My shoulder is slightly behind my wrist, pretty stacked. Leave the left arm open. And maybe cross this top leg over if you want to modify. And we'll do a little oblique work here. So pick the hips up, reach over the head, and toward the ceiling. Ooh. And curl it under and up. And over the head and ceiling. And you can have your leg here too, under and up. 2 more. Head, ceiling, under, and up. Come back to plank. Bend your elbows, lower down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Pedal your legs out. Feel the difference between the 2 sides. Step your left leg through, left leg lunge. Inhale, come up to high crescent lunge. Breath. Airplane arms, breath out. Lead with your left arm, twist it open and land. Open it up, warrior 2. Left leg is forward. Inhale here, reverse. And then extended side angle this time. Now with a little bit more flexibility in the spine, you're nice and warm. Inhale, come to star. Hands on the hips, pivot to face the right. You're going to pivot to face the right. You have plenty of space between your feet here. So reach up, long bright chest, and then exhale the air. Place your hands on top, in front of your head, up, fingers toward the ceiling, cross the thumbs, tuck your chin, and bow over yourself. This is the thyroid stimulator, also supposed to be good for immune system. And then bend the knee, maybe lower down a little bit here. So you're going to inhale, exhale the air. You can walk this back leg in and take a little bind if you want. You can take a bind under your right leg with your left arm around behind. So breath. And breath out. Inhale and sweep your arms up. Press your palms, tuck the chin. Adjust the feet, open it up, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Left hand on the hip, extend it out, straighten the right leg, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Stacking the shoulders. Bring the left arm up, or maybe keeping it behind you. Sometimes I just like to reach my right arm out. Sometimes I like to reach my left arm over my head. At this point, you have some type of autonomy in your practice, if we've been practicing for a while together, where you can touch up with your body, touch in. Breath in, breath out. Now you're launching to half moon, okay? I suggest you do this one with a wall behind you, because we're going to go to full cartwheel. We're not going to do a cartwheel, okay? So here's your half moon. And this way I'm sure that I'm not closing my hips. I'm opening my hips, looking down, making sure I can see my toes, and then taking my right hand to the outside of the right foot. Left arm is going to come overhead, and I'm going to get that big, beautiful stretch through my side body. We just worked those out. So breath, breath out. 2 more. Getting into those spaces that we don't usually do. 1 more. Exhale. Bending my right knee, I'm going to extend the left leg, not take out the rubber plant, and land in warrior 2. Inhale up to star. Prasarita is your exhale. Fold forward. Come up halfway lift. And exhale. From here you can come down to your forearms, maybe put your forearms on the block. You can get your head to the ground and really get a huge, huge stretch, letting your neck go. Back up to center on the inhale. Exhale, deepen in. Now release your hands and come up. Hands on the hips. Come to star pose. Warrior 2 to face the back, the left. Okay? Inhale here, wind up, reverse that warrior, and then exhale, bring your hips to the back of the mat, straighten, itch that left leg, and reach out over that left hip. There you go. And maybe you stay here, maybe you do this one, maybe you rest your hand on the block. Plenty of options. Life is full of choices. Rigidity is really the enemy of happiness. The more rigid we are, the more opportunities we have to become annoyed with things when they're not meeting the way we think they should be going. We all fight with that sometimes. But yoga and breaking up the patterns in a practice, bring it back up on the inhale. Goddess pose is your exhale. Yoga is a good way to vaccinate ourselves against inflexibility. My favorite definition of yoga is where we meet our inflexibility with compassion and love. Arms on the inside, thumbs on the inside of the knees, straighten the arms on the inhale, bend to the right, twist, come out of it a little, go a little deeper, and then straighten the arms. Bend the left elbow, push that right knee open, it's wanting to close, and then come back up. There you go. Come up nice and slow, star pose. Warrior 2 to the right leg forward. Cartwheel the arms down, push back to downward facing dog. And now from here, come forward just about halfway between down dog and plank. And then drop to the outside edge of your right foot. Base up in the left foot. Reach up. Just to remind your body, we're going to close it up and do the other side. Engaging the core. Nice stability here. So you can keep that left leg in front, or you can stack. Reach up. Ceiling, slower on this side, under and up. Above the head, ceiling. You can scissor the leg if you want, curl it and up. Up, above the head, ceiling, under, up, reach, and curl. Come back to plank pose. Drop to your knees. Sphinx pose. Just slide out. Shoulders are above elbows. Pulling, shining the heart through. Pulling, pulling, pulling. Bending up the right leg, looking to the right. Bending up the left leg, looking to the left. And then coming to center here. Now bringing your arms behind you. Bending up the legs, bending up the knees. And then rocking it over to the right side. Pick up your left foot and plant it. Now you're on that right shoulder. Pick up your right knee and plant it. This is kind of a modification of bridge pose. Pick the hips up. My hands are interlaced. I'm on the right shoulder, getting a big, big opening and strengthening the outer hips. Feel how your body is responding to this side, and know that we just have one more side to do on this one. And then lower it down. And then let's do the other side. So I'm going to roll to my left shoulder. Put my right foot down. I'm interlacing my hands. I'm going to switch my grip, and this is for my brain, it's for my neural connection. Pick up my left foot and pick the hips up. One side's going to be different than the other. That is A-okay. So you've got a good inhale and an exhale. Go ahead and drop and come back onto your stomach. Push back to child's pose. Embryo pose. Let's get the knees together. Knees are together, and you can have arms either in front or alongside. One breath in and a breath out. Now grab your heels, tuck your chin, and have the crown of your head down. There you go. You're in for 3, 2, and 1. Climb up onto your knees. Grab a block. Time, please. Put it between your knees. 15. That's what I thought. So thumbs are on my back. My fingers are up. Toes are pointed under, curled under, and I'm going to reach up, back, and down, and up, back, and down, tucking the chin. Maybe I'm going to grab my heels, maybe not. Arch the heart. Feeling that wonderful opening. And then slowly coming back up, Ustrasana pose, crossing my legs, staying here, just letting things settle. Let the pose reverberate through your body. So we did cartwheel to open the left side, and we did a lot of front work. We've done some back work, and now we're going to do cartwheel to open the other side. Feeling your body settle, letting the residue of this pose just permeate your system, and then come to center. Come to tabletop, push back to downward facing dog. Paddle out your legs here. Step your right leg through, right leg lunge. Drop your left heel. Lead with your left arm and come up to warrior 2. Inhale to star. Exhale, warrior 2 to face the back. Left leg forward. So again, find your wall. Reverse your warrior. Just let your body know, and then extend out. So I'm launching into that left leg, bringing that right leg up. Left arm reaches. Maybe you're on a block, maybe a water bottle. And then from here, you can stay here, look down the front of your body, make sure you see your toe. Or bring your right arm over and left arm outside of your right foot. And reach. And breathe. Ready? Bend your left knee. Land softly in Warrior Two. Come up to Star Pose. And hands at your heart center. Now Prasarita. So feet are parallel. Come arch the heart. Look up. Offer. We've been here just once before. Okay? Bring your right arm underneath your left. Eagle arms. Up. And then tip forward. You can nestle your head into your arms. Just make sure you're not tipping back. You can even do this one against a wall to make sure. Maybe rest your arms on a block. Feel that beautiful stretch behind the shoulders. From here, unravel your arms and come up. And let's get the other side. Sweep the left arm underneath, eagle arms. This is medicine for the shoulders. Shoulders will be so happy after this. Pull the belly button into the spine and go down. And maybe your forearms can come to the ground, maybe not. Starting to deepen your breath, letting it go, and then unravel your arms, come all the way up on the inhale, press your palms together in front of your heart on the exhale, hands on the hips, pivot to face the right, step that left foot in a little bit, square off your hips, reach up, interlace your hands behind your back and take a little trip to pyramid, just halfway down. Reaching through the crown of your head. And then a little twist, left arm down, right arm up. Maybe a little bind. Leading with your left arm, open it up, Warrior Two. Inhale to star. Hands on the hips, pivot to face the back. Time. Reach. And now, thyroid pose on this side. So pressing. Pressing the thumbs, tucking the chin, and rounding, rounding, rounding. Bend the knee if you want to get a little bit closer. This is forehead to knee pose. And I can release my hands here, not a problem, to press and get a little bit deeper, but I'm keeping that constriction of the throat. You're in for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release. Take the bind if you want, possibly. Maybe take the bind of taking your left arm underneath and your right arm around, up to you. And whenever you're ready, hands on the hips for this one and come up nice and slow. Going to come out of it a little bit differently. And then open it up. Step your foot back, Warrior Two, left leg forward. Inhale to start. Hands on your hips. Step your feet together. We're going to come to a tree pose, and then we'll cool down the rest of the way. So weight is on the right leg. Left leg can be anywhere you want as long as it's not pressing on the knee. Bringing that leg up. Maybe you take a Bikram tree. Just opening the hip. It can be a little wobbly. You can always steeple your toe. You're here for 3 breaths. Up on the inhale. Center yourself on the exhale. Ground down through your left foot. Pick your right knee up. And then cross it over. Breath in, breath out, release, forward fold, all the way down, all the way down. Go ahead and have a seat. Extend your legs out in front of you. And reach up with your hands, and then forward fold is your exhale. Paschimottanasana. So grab a hold of something that feels good that you can and come a little bit forward. Or maybe you stay here today. One more breath in. Exhale your air. And then from here, bend up your knees, lower yourself all the way down to the ground. Cross your leg, cross your ankles, and press on the top of your knees. Grounding the whole sacrum down. Bring your right knee into your chest. Crisscross your hands so that you're on the other. You're grabbing the foot from opposite sides, and bring that knee in. Flex those bottom toes on the left foot because we're going to be doing this standing at some point. Straighten the leg. And now open it to the right. Back up, cross it over your body. Also, we'll be doing this standing up next week. Grab the outside of the foot with the hand and cross it over. Maybe you rest that foot on the block, maybe not. Now from here, you can bend up that left knee and grab the foot from the inside. Here's the quad opener that we didn't take. Kick. With crystal clarity, think about what this pose is doing for your body right now. You don't need the correct anatomical terms. You can just feel what this practice has done. Which parts of you are lit up? Which parts of you feel better? Which parts have you brought some color to? Maybe you were a little in black and white and now you're in color there. What have you noticed that you haven't paid attention to all day? I think your body would be thanking you right now. So again, release, bring both knees into your chest. This time, crisscross your hands and give yourself a squeeze. And then keep that left foot in. Extend your right leg out. Bring it up. You're standing, so you're going to pretend. So flex the right toes. And then bring it all the way up to the left, as far down as you want it to go. Reaching through your heel. And then bring it up. Switch your grip and bring it over to the right. And then maybe you bend up that bottom leg and grab the foot from the inside and get that quad stretch. We've had plenty of opportunity to open. This is just calming the body. Feeling the muscles that are being stretched in your legs, the release in the shoulders. Center, legs straight up the wall, viparita. You can do this on a block if you want to stabilize your sacrum. Maybe grab the inside of the feet. Go a little side to side. Maybe you can rock so that your feet come all the way to the ground. Bring both knees into your chest. If there's any other pose that you would like to do before you come to your final Shavasana, please take it. Might be an inversion, might be another twist. If not, lengthen your legs out. Place your palms up. Take up as much space as you possibly want. And relax. There's nothing to do here, and you can't do it wrong, because all you need to do is simply be. People say we're human beings, not human doings, but we occupy ourselves constantly. Incessant chatter in the mind. Just observe that without judgment and let it go. Practicing yoga doesn't mean that you have a still mind. You'll still think. It means you're alive. What it does do is give you that space to pull back and observe your thinking, so that you can respond with a peaceful, grounded choice when you have stimulus. So sattva is the second yama in yoga, and it's the honest recollection of our lives. It's thinking about things through the lens of purity and truth. It's speaking our truth. It's being honest with ourselves. That's all. So as you lay here, focus on your throat area and picture blue. And breathe in through the blue and out through the blue. Soft. When you're ready, roll to either your right side or your left side. Push yourself up to a seated position. Place your hands at your heart center. Your thumbs to your third eye center. Give thanks for your body. I want to thank you so much for practicing with me today. Have a beautiful rest of your week. Namaste.